What's going on? Welcome everybody. Happy Wednesday. Let me check the audio levels. Good to see everybody here. I hope you're doing well, having a good day so far, and having a good week. Welcome to the Apple Home Talk live stream. I almost said podcast there. Everything's all jumbled up. I hope you guys are doing well and having a good week so far. Let's say hi to some folks in the chat, and then we'll start talking about smart home stuff today too. Just a little kind of heads up to, let me know if the stream looks good, sounds okay. Thank you, Frederick. I see that already. Appreciate that. But yeah, today I'm hoping to do just a lot of Q&A type of stuff today because there's not a whole lot of interesting stuff in the news. Unless there's anything you guys want to talk about, feel free to chime in the chat. I'll definitely be checking that out. But yeah, if you have a question, you can drop questions to me and I'm going to try to answer as many today as possible. You can ask me anything you want, probably smart home related, but definitely feel free to ask me anything else. I can tell you what I had for breakfast this morning if you're interested. But I hope you guys are doing well. Let's say hi to some folks in the chat and then we'll kind of get rolling here today. What's up, Juan? Hope you're doing well. Dude, George, holy crap. Gifted 50, did I read that right? 50 memberships? Dang, do we even have that many people in the chat right now? I think we do. Wow, George, thank you so much. My man George coming through. You're in Miami right now, right, George? Dude, appreciate you, man. Like a lot of people. That might be the biggest gifted membership I think we've ever seen here, George. Wow. A lot of people just became members to the channel. Thank you so much for that. For all the new members, welcome. If you're not familiar, let me tell you real quick just about being a member. As a channel member, you get access to my member Discord server, which is kind of like the primary perk, if you will. And I'm over in that Discord server every day, and you can tag me. There's a lot of great people in there, all building smart homes. We're all kind of at different stages of our journey. It's a great place when you're building a smart home. You go there, ask questions, give feedback, your own experiences and stuff like that. So definitely check out the Discord server if you're a new channel member. Would love to see you over there. Also, early access to new videos. Sometimes I do behind the scenes videos and like member only videos also, so you'll have access to those. Let's see, we do a member chat over on Discord once a month. So that's the first Wednesday of every month we do that, which is always a lot of fun. Look at all those gifted memberships in the chat, man. That's crazy. Thank you so much again, George. I appreciate that. Let me see if I can, through all the gifted memberships. Yes. Okay. Oh, do we have Miami George in the house? George has had a few. Okay. Hopefully no regrets tomorrow morning. Had a few on vacation down there with the family. That's awesome, man. I hope you're having a good time. Thank you again for all the gifted memberships. George just broke the chat. Lone Star Trent says. Pamakit, what's up, Pamakit from France? Yes, Bruce says George is awesome. George is awesome. And two, by the way, if you don't know George already, go check out his YouTube channel. I know I've mentioned it before. George is often in the chat here.
Hello, my name is George Langley.
But just to pull up his channel real quick. There we go. Screen share is working. Here we go. George Langerbeer. Lots of great smart home videos. A lot of camera stuff over there. A lot of security stuff on George's channel. So definitely, if you're interested in that, go check him out. Lots of great stuff. I watch George's video when I want to know about the newest cameras and stuff because he's always doing cameras. As you can see, his smart home tours are awesome too. This one right here, 48 minutes, his most recent smart home tour, which was awesome. I sat and watched that while I was eating lunch one day. So cool to see all the smart home stuff he's got going on. Pascal says, thanks, George, for the gift. Yeah, man, I appreciate that. I know everybody else does here. Guys, definitely take advantage of those membership perks if you have them. I'll try to do some more members only content maybe in the next few weeks or whatever since we have so many new members. But like I said, you've got access to all the behind the scenes stuff that I do. Our monthly member chat, which is that next week or maybe the following? Gosh, we're already towards the end of October. Again, we'll do that over on Discord, and definitely check out the Discord server. To get into the Discord server, you just need to connect. If you don't have a Discord account already, just create one at the Discord website or in the Discord app. It's free. And then in your user settings on Discord, you can go to the connections tab and you just connect your YouTube account right there in your Discord user settings, and that will give you access to our members Discord server. So that's how to go about that. And if you have any trouble or anything, just post a question here on YouTube maybe, or you could DM me or something on Instagram and I'll probably see it there too. What's up, Alex from Sweden? Stefan, what's up, Stefan? Or Steven? Stefan, I think. 2 more weeks for the members only chat. Thank you, Frederick. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just trying to count in my head there the number of days, which actually is good because I think next week we're not going to be able to do a member or we're not going to be able to do a regular live stream like this because my daughter has a competition that day. So I'll post a follow-up here, but just so everybody, if you do tune in every week, just a little heads up, we might have to skip next week, but I'll post more about that here soon. So stay tuned. George says, I have to go, but I have to keep the streak alive. Hope you have a great live stream. Thanks, man. George came in just dropping bombs and now dipping out, man. I appreciate you, George. Enjoy your vacation. I wish I was down there with you, but I'm there with you in spirit. We're all with you in spirit. I know you're having a good time with the family. To everybody, we said hey and enjoy Miami. Oh, thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. Dan's in the house. What's going on, Dan? Hope you're doing well. I see a couple questions coming in. If you would, do like Pamakit did right there in the chat and preface your comment with the word question. I'll flag it and try to answer as many questions as I can in the stream. Jay Hardy, what's up, Jay Hardy? We got Charleston in the house. All right, man. That's another place I love going. Charleston is not very far away, so we're basically neighbors, man. Thanks for tuning in. Frederick, appreciate you, Frederick. Frederick says, I have my popcorn ready for another live stream. Not quite as entertaining as Shane and Caroline's wife-approved podcast, but love seeing everyone in the chat. I'll try not to take that to heart. No, I appreciate you checking out the podcast. And yes, I agree, possibly not as entertaining. We get into a lot more tech and smart home nerdy stuff here than we do in the podcast, but I appreciate it. I appreciate you checking out the podcast. And yeah, if you guys didn't know or are interested, there should be a link in the stream description for the new podcast. It's called the Wife Approved Podcast. We do talk about tech and smart home stuff on there. It's usually her getting frustrated and giving me a hard time about my automations and new smart home tech. But definitely some more behind the scenes stuff going on over there on the podcast too. Bill says, I look forward to today's live chat. Did you see that Homey just introduced live camera streaming and local user control? I did see, Bill, that they had some updates. I saw that they had a podcast. I didn't have a chance to check out the podcast, but I read a little bit. They posted a little blog on their website, Homey did. So for those who may use Homey, this could be relevant to you. And I do use Homey as well as some other things. But they're introducing local users for Homey Pro. And basically this allows you to set up a separate local user so you can still access everything locally without, from a computer or whatever, without requiring internet access. So that's nice. And then Bill also mentioned live streaming. I might have missed that, so I need to go back and check up on that and look into the live streaming. I did, let's see, I set up recently, so I'm always switching my wall-mounted iPad, the app or the interface or whatever you want to call it. I'm always kind of switching that up there to different apps and stuff. Probably driving my wife crazy with that too, because she does actually use the wall-mounted iPad quite a bit. But I recently switched it to a Homey dashboard that I created. So wanted to give that another try, and been building some, some pretty basic dashboard stuff there with Homey, and I'm really liking it so far. So I need to check out the live camera streaming. I did not notice that yet, but I may just need to do an update. I will say I have used a couple of the camera feeds, and it's basically just snapshots, I guess, historically. Unify has a plugin for Homey Pro. So like a lot of my cameras are Unify now, and the Unify plugin for Homey Pro, or app, I guess they call it, is it has widgets built into the app basically. And with the Unify widgets, they do, for the dashboard anyways, they give you the option to do a live stream. So I have kind of had like the live stream for my Unify cameras over there in Homey, but great to hear that they're doing that now, I guess, with just like the default camera widgets, I'm assuming. So I'll definitely check that out. I appreciate the information there. Let me check up in the, oh, it's live now. Thanks, Bill. My cameras are in my Homey dashboard live. Nice. I'll check it out. I think, actually, I don't know if I have any cameras in there right now that aren't Unify. So I'll check that out. I've been using the Unify widget, but definitely good to know. Good to know if anybody else is using Homey. Yeah. And I'm curious too, did they change the, maybe Bill knows since you've used this, have they changed like in the widget? So it never, like, if I recall correctly, when you would like tap on or try to expand, maybe they did fix this already. You couldn't really go full screen from a widget, from a camera widget, like in a dashboard. I think maybe they fixed that already, or improved it, maybe I should say. But let me know if so, because that was kind of one thing that used, like the first time I tried dashboards, which was a while back, that kind of annoyed me. Hey, Brian, what's up going on, Brian? Glad you can make it here. Yeah, Juan. Yeah, so HomeDash is another one. That was another one that I've been using. That one is an app you can download on your iPad or your phone or whatever, and you can set up really easy dashboards with HomeDash, and it connects directly to HomeKit. So you don't need Homey Pro, you don't need Home Assistant or anything like that. It's very simple to use, and it looks really good too. It was one of the few times where I think one of my friends actually walked into the house and noticed the iPad and said something about, how cool it looked or whatever. It was when I was using HomeDash. But yeah, HomeDash is a good one for HomeKit users for sure. And it's very simple to use, which is what I love about it. Easy to set up, quick to set up. D says, yeah, George with the most smart home tours videos record. Yeah, for sure, because I don't think anybody else moves as much as George has. He has made a lot of YouTube or smart home tour videos, which are great. They're always so much fun to watch. That's actually how I found George years ago. I may have talked about this before, but yeah, a while back, first time I ever connected, like I just left a comment. It was like late night. I was just flipping through YouTube and I saw this Apple Home smart home tour. I didn't know him at the time, never watched any of his videos, I don't think either, and clicked on it, watched it, left a comment, and then we kind of connected after that. Yeah, HomeDash, I believe there is a fee for it, but it's not much. Let me see if I can find it for you guys. So this is the app here that we're referring to. It's called HomeDash. I think, like I said, some people have been using this. Looks really good. There's not the level of customization that you're going to get from things like Home Assistant or maybe even other apps. But so yeah, I use it really just for, so you can do stuff on the phone, Apple Watch as well. I use it really just for the iPad. I'm trying to see if they have any good screenshots for the iPad. And they really don't have any on here. Let's see, what's in it about? Okay. I could check it out in the App Store. See if I can find. Here we go. So here's some screenshots. The battery health one is pretty cool. Let's see. Looking for. Where's the in-app purchases? Usually tells you on here. Am I missing it? Oh, there we go. $14.99. So not a bad price if it's something you can use every day, for sure. Edgar, what's up, Edgar? Glad you can make it here. Hope you're doing well. Another good smart home, great YouTube channel regarding smart home. Definitely go check out Edgar's Home Tech on YouTube as well. Oh, nice. Juan, you're using it with the iPad and the iPhone. So are you using the HomeDash app pretty much exclusively to control your smart home on your iPhone as well, instead of like the native Apple Home app? Curious about that. What I can see would be nice about doing something like this is for family members, especially maybe like kids, right? So I've thought about this before because unfortunately Apple still does not give us the ability to create like limitations or restrictions within users of the Home app, which is kind of crazy to me that they still haven't figured that out. I mean, you can do certain things with like security devices, locks, and cameras, basic stuff, but like, you know, you want to give your kid control, in the Home app to turn off their bedroom lights and stuff like that, maybe, or their lamps, whatever. But you don't want them to like shut off water to the whole house if you have like a smart water shutoff valve or other things like that. Control the AC and stuff. So you could create just like a custom little dashboard for your kid. Just put like their bedroom, lights and stuff in there, fan, whatever, just for their bedroom, and then they wouldn't have access, and just kind of train them to use that app, not the Home app, and then they wouldn't be able to like mess with the thermostat and everything else. Edgar is ready for CES. Oh yeah, man, you're going this year. That's awesome. I am going. I got my CES shirt too. What year is this? 2024. Yeah, so this was last year's shirt. I'm ready to go. Ready to go again. Yeah, I don't think I got a shirt this year. I don't think I got one this year. I think it was the first year I didn't get one. They didn't have any great ones or something like that. Frederick said, where'd you get the Halloween pumpkin stickers for the Eve flare? Yeah, and I think I saw a question. Somebody might have said something. I don't know. It's probably out of focus. So I think somebody asked, what's going on with my Eve flare? What's the little face? It's like a little jack-o'-lantern stickers. So I turned all my Eve flares in the house into like pumpkins for Halloween. I did a little short video on that on Instagram. I think I posted it on YouTube also. But yeah, I got the stickers from Amazon. I can try. I don't know if I can log in right here. Let me see if I can look at my orders, and I can link the ones that I used. Let's see, orders. I'll drop a link to the ones that I ordered. Most of them are pretty small, but it did come with like 3 or 4 larger ones. It was like $8. Okay, here's the link for the Amazon pumpkin stickers. And speaking of the Eve flare, I will share too, I think I had that tab pulled up, that I think there's like 2 days left. I think it's till, yeah, maybe 1 or 2 days left. Eve's doing a big sale right now on their website. So this is just on their website. So they might have some stuff on sale on Amazon too. I haven't looked to see. But depending on how much you spend, you can save up to $25 right now. And this is all just right on the Eve website. They're having it's a 10-year anniversary sale. So if you've been following this channel for any extended period of time, you've probably heard me talk about Eve at some point. They make really good smart home products. I like pretty much everything that I've used from Eve. They make a lot of matter over thread products and accessories, which is nice. So excited to see that they've made it 10 years and they're still putting out quality products. And yeah, they got a good deal going on right now. So check it out if you're interested. And the Eve flare is, let's see, I'll share some of the stuff. So these are a lot of their products. Here's the Eve flare right here under lighting. Ooh, that thing's expensive. I thought it was $99, but you can save some money on it right now. Might be cheaper. It was on sale on Amazon, like even more recently, so you might be able to get a discount on Amazon. But yeah, I actually got the idea from Eve. So I think for like a limited time, if you order one of these from Eve, yeah, they'll give you some jack-o'-lantern stickers. So this is where I got the idea from. And I had some of those like a year or two ago, but obviously I don't have the stickers anymore. So I just bought some new stickers you can get on Amazon if you already have an Eve flare. I also like their little weather sensor right there. I use those on both my front and my back porch, actually. Yeah, it has been a while since Eve put out anything significant. I think they've been focusing really on trying to get all their stuff converted over to Matter. So they had a lot of Bluetooth products, initially. They pretty much got everything over to Thread. And I think I spoke with some folks from Eve when I was in Germany, and they are still planning. Their new stuff is going to be coming. I think their last one was their smart dimmer. So they do now have a Matter over Thread dimmer switch, not just an on-off wall switch, but they have a dimmer now. I think that was their last one that they put out. So they are kind of slowly. There's just not been anything that's kind of like mind-blowing. I keep hoping they're going to release an update or maybe a new version of the Eve flare that supports Matter, because right now that is just, it does support Thread, which I like. It connects over Thread, but it's just HomeKit over Thread, no Matter support. Let me see. I saw Alex had a comment here. 35 months of membership. Man, thank you so much, Alex, for being a member and supporting the channel so long. I really appreciate that. Says, if I recall correctly, you use the M1 MacBook Pro. Are you going to miss the touch bar when you upgrade? I'm about to order the M5 with bitter heart. No, I will not miss the touch bar at all. I use my MacBook Pro, my M1. I do still use the M1 MacBook Pro. It's still going strong for me, so I haven't really had a need to upgrade. I will eventually. I have been thinking about it with this recent release that was just announced. What was that, last week? But I think I'm going to hold off some more. We've had a lot of stuff that's been needing repairs and everything like that here in the house recently. Dishwasher, I got to get a new dishwasher now. We had to spend some money on our AC unit like 2 weeks ago maybe. So I think I'm going to hold off because my M1 is still going strong. But no, I won't miss the touch bar at all. I use my MacBook probably 99% of the time. It's just closed shut and kind of put off to the side, and I use my ultra wide monitor right here at the desk. I do take the MacBook Pro with me when I travel, but I don't travel a ton. And when I do, if I'm doing any like extensive editing or anything like that, I honestly take my Vision Pro and I have that ultra wide screen right there when I travel. So like I never really use the MacBook touch bar on that thing, so I won't miss it at all. I suppose some people might use it. I don't know. Frederick says 40 months of membership. Man, thank you, Frederick, for also supporting the channel and being a moderator here, helping out with these chats. Frederick says Amazon has eFlare for sale $99.95 US and free shipping if you are a Prime member. Yeah, see, I don't think that's a sale. They must have like jacked the price up a little bit. I hate I hate to say that. I don't know if, or maybe they raised the price on it, but I always thought it was $99. Maybe they changed that at some point, but yeah, it looks like you can get a little bit more of a discount maybe on their website right now. Thank you, Frederick, for checking on that. Mr. H4, 29 months of membership. Thank you as well. Says, hello, hello. I heard the new version of HomePod is coming, and then put a little HomeKit sticker, which doesn't show up here in the on screen. Yeah, maybe. Let me adjust my seat a little bit. Yeah, there's been some rumors, and I was hoping that we would see something maybe announced after, like right after those last announcements last week. Unfortunately, still nothing, so we're just waiting. I don't know if a new big HomePod's coming. I'd be pretty surprised. I think HomePod Mini is definitely likely to get a refresh or an update. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. And also Apple TV. We should see a new Apple TV coming out with the new chip. And yeah, we're still just waiting. But I do expect, I mean, based on the rumors and stuff, it should be probably by, you know, sometime before the end of the year. I was hoping sooner rather than later, but, you know, time will tell as these rumors go. So yeah, here we go. So this article right here talks about the recent 14-inch MacBook Pro, the iPad Pro, and the new Vision Pro. But they have that new M5 chip and some other things we are expected to see, but still haven't, are the Apple TV and that HomePod Mini. So, oh, and new AirTags. Maybe some new AirTags. That's been rumored as well. A version 2 of those. So, yeah, hopefully soon. I know I am excited for anything new that Apple brings out because it's been a little while in terms of the smart home space. So that's always exciting. Oh, nice. Frederick got an email today that the MacBook Pro 14 got the standard M5 chip. I thought you said you got one. You got a notification that you had one coming. I thought you got an upgrade. Lurk Jerk says, I like the new Matter app that is coming. Put things in Homey, also in Matter. Yeah, so supposedly, and I got to read more on this and find some more information, but supposedly, I think they talked about it in that podcast that Homey is going to make a separate app, it sounds like, where you can add Matter devices and I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I got to look more into it and see what all we'll be able to do with that. But maybe, I guess maybe that would be, I wonder if that would, yeah, I'm not sure what that would do. I got to look more into that. Oh, thanks, Bill. Show some love. Smash the thumbs up. As Frederick always said, thanks, Bill. Yeah, hit the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Let me pull up my other screen here, get this right. Okay, let's see if we got some more questions here to answer. Okay, Alex, yeah, said what was on the Eve Flare? Yeah, so that's the little jack-o'-lantern stickers. And look at my short videos. I did a short video where I showed what they look like and stuff. Just in the past few days, I think I posted that. Oh, okay. Palmakit mentioned here, have you seen the Homey podcast? They announced a new app, Matter Bridge, that will expose any devices connected to Homey Pro to Matter. So HomeKit. Okay, so that makes sense. So I guess the new app would be basically a Matter Bridge. So any of your Homey devices can be basically connected Matter over Bridge through Homey. I guess that would help. I was kind of thinking that through because like I already have devices that kind of come into HomeKit through Homey using, you could either use the experiments or you can use like the HomeKitty integration or app. I like using the HomeKitty one, but I guess it doesn't support all device types. So maybe you would be able to get some more device types into HomeKit this way. But the HomeKitty app has been great on the Homey Pro. Oh man, don't even mention Bosch. See man, I got one of the nicest dishwashers a few years ago. Like our dishwasher's not even that old and it's a Bosch. Bosch is supposed to be amazing and last forever. And it's just not working, which I'm very upset about. But yeah, so we just ordered a new dishwasher and I think we got a Samsung, which I'm not crazy about that either, but you know, I think they all just kind of suck now. They're all just designed to just crap out after a few years, so you have to buy a new one. But I did get a smart one, so I'm going to connect it to my smart home somehow. Dan says, I'm wondering if there's a way to integrate my new Bamboo Lab printer into Apple Home. It will definitely be something to look into when it arrives. Yeah, so you probably can. Dan, I can't remember if you're using Home Assistant, right? But you can integrate it into Home Assistant, and you should be able to get certain accessories and stuff into HomeKit through Home Assistant, like the camera, temperature sensors and stuff like that. You should be able to do that. So yeah, we got a Bosch refrigerator too, Robert. We've loved the Bosch stuff, and they're kind of supposed to be the best, at least that you could buy in these, like Lowe's and Home Depot and stuff. And really love the refrigerator. I love the dishwasher too, but yeah, no, it wasn't a component failure, I don't think, because we replaced. Kind of long story short, we did replace basically all the parts that you could replace for a dishwasher, and it's still just not like cleaning the dishes well, and it just is not working like it used to work. So I don't really know what the problem is. Long story short, had to buy a new one. But we do have a Bosch refrigerator as well, and so far so good on that. It is newer than the dishwasher, so I'm hoping that continues to work. Remington asks, are there any new dishwashers that's easy to be connected to Matter yet? Or just gotta wait maybe, or go away then? I'm not sure what you mean there. I don't know of any that support Matter. I don't think there are any yet, but a lot of them have like smart, Wi-Fi capabilities and stuff now that you could probably get into like Home Assistant and other things, but I don't know of any that support Matter yet. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong if you've heard of any that supports Matter. Rico maybe says, I ordered Flic Duo earlier in the year. Hopefully it will come soon. Yes, I do hope they come soon. I think it's coming, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying that. It's a very unique product. I'm really curious to see. Let me pull it up. I think we talked about it recently on the stream. They're still available. Oh wow, they're saying So batch 1 and 2 is sold out. Batch 3 estimated time of delivery is December. So looks like at least by December. What's really unique about this is that it has an accelerometer built in, so you can pick it up, twist, and swipe and stuff like that. So I did demo it at CES earlier this year, and it worked pretty well. It was obviously an early version, so I'm really excited and curious to see how well it works, in everyday life, because smart buttons got to be reliable, man. So, and something like that with an accelerometer built in, I've not seen anybody else do that. So really curious to see how well that works in practice. Again, smart buttons got to work well, especially if you've got family and stuff using them. Frederick said, I'm ignoring your question. I'll get to it. I'm not sure. I flagged a few questions, so I'll get to as many as I can here. Uh-oh, LG stopped on me. I got to look into it after the stream. Oh, man. Yeah, it sucks when we have problems like that with our appliances and things. Like I said, I had one of these Aqara water sensors go off on me in the middle of the night recently, and it alarmed me that there was more water than should be up in my attic where my AC furnace is. And yeah, like, $650 later, got that all sorted out, but was not planning on spending that money either. That's the way it goes, I guess, as a homeowner sometimes. Yeah, King says, I'm going to stick to the Aqara buttons until you test the new Flic Duos. Yeah, I mean, can't go wrong with the Aqara buttons. They're solid. They work well. Don't have to worry about them flaking up on you. Okay, some questions here. Larry mentioned earlier, shortcut's not working, will not turn on my LG TV in the shortcut. However, it does work if I say turn on family room TV. It's an LG. Oh, sorry, man. That's a very technical question. I will say that LG's HomeKit integration has been flaky at best in my experience, and I've heard a lot of people say similar things. So it very well could be just the HomeKit integration if you have it tied in through HomeKit. I know mine is like, I've got an LG. That one right there is an LG. I don't even rely on the HomeKit integration anymore because it's like no response most of the time. And then when you turn it on, it kind of like wakes up the connection or something. So yeah, I don't know, man. It could just be that. But yeah, it's kind of hard to say without more troubleshooting. Jeff asked, any issues using a car LED smart bulbs outside under a covered porch? I wouldn't see any issues with that. Let's see. I don't use any smart bulbs outside anymore. I did do this for a while years ago. It was not an Aqara smart bulb. It was another one. Good thing about that is that the Aqara smart bulbs are not too expensive. So I would assume that it would last for a while, and obviously your climate may affect how long it would last. I live in the South where humidity and heat is a bigger issue than anything else, and I didn't have any of my smart bulbs that I had outside die or whatever. I used a Philips Hue maybe for one, and then I think I used a Wi-Fi smart bulb for another one. But I think you'd probably be okay under a covered porch, again, depending on like your climate and stuff. And worst case scenario, you know, maybe it dies after a couple years or something, and you'd have to replace it. But again, it's a lot cheaper than replacing, you know, the whole fixture with like a smart fixture. What you could do if you have a light switch out there is, or to control that light, is just replace the smart switch, or replace the switch with the smart switch. You know what I'm trying to say. So that's actually what I ended up doing with mine on my front porch. And it's just a Lutron switch, so it has dimming capabilities. I got the dimmer out there, and that way you don't even have to worry. I'm just using a dumb bulb in the light fixture, but I have that smart control for my automations and everything, just using a switch. So that might be one route you could consider, if it makes sense. Obviously, you won't get like color control, so I don't know if you need color out there, but I didn't really care about that, so I just used the smart switch. All right, I'm trying to catch everybody's questions. Oh yeah, definitely put it in there. Turin says, I found an extra car water sensor that I need to put in my AC pan in the attic. Highly recommend. That's what I did. And I did that because of past experience. Before I had a water sensor up there, we ended up having some issues. It flooded. You know, we got not extreme water damage, but enough to be, you know, a bit of a problem. And so ever since then, I put a water sensor up there. And a lot of the units, they do have like an automatic water. It's a sensor that will shut off the unit if it detects water. The problem is, at least with mine, it takes a lot to fill and trigger that sensor to actually shut off the unit. And so I put a water sensor in there, and I get notified way sooner than I would otherwise. Otherwise, it would have, like, I probably still wouldn't know that there is an issue up there to this day, or maybe it would have overflown with water. I don't know, but you can definitely catch problems sooner by using one of them. And they're like $15 if you have a car hub already. I highly recommend doing that. Some good advice here for Akani Smart Home. Says if your AC pan drain pan fills, probably need to clean the drain lines. The pans often have a float switch. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, that float switch. So make sure the water can flow freely. Yeah, for mine, we actually, it was not the lines, but yeah, it's always something, you know. All right, got a couple of questions. I'm gonna flag these, come back to them. Frederick, I answered that one. This maybe was what you were referring earlier to. Did you finally get the automations working correctly in the master bedroom at your house? And is Caroline still on the warpath over those automations? Yeah, so she hasn't chewed my head off in at least a week, or maybe two, maybe going on 2 weeks now. So yeah, I think I finally got them all pretty close to where I want them. I'm still like very carefully kind of adding and tweaking things a little bit, but I think everything's working really good. I'm pretty happy with the setup. She hasn't gotten upset yet. Lights haven't come on in the middle of the night or anything like that. So, or not in a couple weeks anyway. So, excuse me. I think she's happy right now with it. So I'm just treading forward very carefully with that. All right, I'm gonna make sure I save these questions here. Jonna asked earlier, can anyone tell me why my automations when I'm away from home wearing my cellular Apple Watch while leaving my iPhone at home are not working? It seems like my location of my Apple Watch is ignored. Yeah, so that's probably the case somewhere. I'm trying to remember where the setting is. If anybody knows, please chime in the chat. There's a setting somewhere that you can choose which device is the one that dictates your location. So it probably is set to your iPhone and not your Apple Watch. You can change that. I just don't remember exactly where that setting is. Maybe in the Find My app or in the maybe in your location settings, but look for that. If anybody knows where that setting is, let us know in the chat. But that's probably what's going on. And you should be able to change that to use your Apple Watch to determine your location. Lurger says, does the Bosch stuff have Home Connect like we have in Europe? Works with Homey Pro. Yeah, it does. My dishwasher didn't, so I got that dishwasher that just went out on me a while back, and that one doesn't have it. But the refrigerator that I have does have Home Connect, and yeah, works with Homey, works with Home Assistant, and so you can kind of get it into HomeKit through some backdoor ways, I guess, if you will. Will says, I believe the location setting is in the Find My app. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Will. Yeah, I was thinking that might be the case, but wasn't sure. Okay, Find My app and the Me tab. Thanks, Will. So yeah, check that out and see if that helps. Appreciate that, Will. Yo, what's up, Smart Home Solo? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Baba isn't trolling, says, do you think Apple will make an Apple TV soundtrack with a HomePod inside? I'm not sure what you mean by a soundtrack. Like a soundbar? I'm not familiar with that. I may just misunderstand. But I don't think they're going to do anything. I don't think they're doing anything outside of what we expect right now, which is just another updated Apple TV. I'd be surprised if there's anything like crazy different about it, but you never know. But I think we're going to get a new Apple TV, new HomePod Mini, and then I think the next smart device like that's going to be the HomePod with the screen, or whatever you want to call it, the Home Hub device, which I'm hoping will come in the spring. That's, it's been delayed and rumored for years, but I'm hoping by the spring. But then again, I said that I was hoping and thought it was going to be 2025 also, and I was wrong about that. So, that's the thing with these rumors, man. Oh yeah, William, I agree with that. Says I have several non-smart ceiling fans connected through HomeKit via the Lutron dimmer switch for the light and Lutron fan switch for the fan. Works great. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of those as well. No pun intended. If you have a single switch to control your fan, highly recommend the Lutron fan controllers. That is my favorite way to make my ceiling fans smart as well. Soundbar. Yeah, soundbar. Yeah, I don't think so. I'd be pretty surprised if they release something like that. It would be, I don't know. I'd be pretty surprised. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Alex says, I've never understood the advantages with robot vacuums connected to Matter. Could you help me understand? Yeah, sure. So, it really just all depends on how you like to use your smart home or control your smart home. But for me, I will say I've used a bunch of robot vacuums in the past couple of years, even just the past year. And for me, one of the big advantages of it, I think, is maybe the obvious, is just having the control in the Apple Home app. So you know, if you live with somebody like me, like my wife, she's not trying to download and use a bunch of different apps. Like she uses the Apple Home app and that is it. So, you know, for her to be able to just open the app and control the vacuum right from there is a win. Also, you have the voice assistant control. I'm trying not to say SIRI here on the stream, but you could just say, hey, Sally, you know, start the vacuum. Of course, you can do that sort of with shortcuts. A lot of these vacuums support Siri shortcuts, but you have to like set that up and you have to kind of customize and everything. It's just a little more tedious to do all that. Whereas with Matter support in Apple Home, you can just, you know, once you add it to Apple Home, you can just tell your HomePod or your iPhone, start the vacuum, start the mop, whatever, dock the vacuum, and all that just works. So that's another benefit. And then aside from that, I would just say the ability to add it to your automations with your other smart home accessories. So if you have a smart home that's kind of all built out, whether it's through Apple Home or not, I mean, Apple Home is kind of the obvious one because you haven't been able to do robot vacuums in there until Matter. And so once you get that vacuum in there, you can have the vacuum as a part of your other automations. Like say you have an automation, when I leave the house, you know, every day, run the vacuum, you know, between 9 a.m. and noon or whatever the case may be, you can do that. If you have a good night scene that like shuts off all your lights, you can have it also start the vacuum. You can also have it triggered, you know, when you set the alarm at night, you know, or whatever, all kinds of stuff like that. So more integration into your smart home, I think, is a benefit aside from some of those other things that I mentioned. James says, I've learned to have low expectation for Apple upgrades. Then I'm not disappointed. Man, that's the way you got to be. Like I am with you there. I call that expectation management. Yeah. And it's a good thing to practice as an Apple fan. I'm right there with you. So like, and it doesn't help that all these rumors, there's like this rumor mill that's just nonstop with Apple tech and like these tech content creators and stuff, where it's fine, no fault to them, but it's a whole business now where there's just like rumors, and you can literally just make videos or blog posts or whatever about Apple rumors all the time. You'll get views, people are interested in it and all that stuff, but I find it kind of frustrating because I'm gonna try not to go into a rant. I know I rant about this often enough, but you know, I don't like it too much because I mean, it's good to see kind of what may be coming is always fun. It's fun to talk about. We do it here on the stream a good bit, but you know, it sets this like stuff in people's minds. They get all excited and then they're let down, and it's just kind of annoying. You know, the HomePod with the screen or the Home Hub device we're talking about, that's a good, like the best example. That thing has been rumored now for years, you know, years. So if you have somebody that's like holding off, trying to get that instead of a HomePod, or maybe just getting excited about it, they're just like continuously let down, and then they get frustrated, you know, with Apple maybe, but it's really the fault of all these rumors and stuff. So that's just kind of the nature of that whole rumor mill. But you know, that's my 2 cents on it. That's why I don't really do like a whole lot of videos and content around like rumors, just because I don't know. I just want to, my take on it is like, I want to just use and enjoy the stuff that we have now that we can utilize, make our home smart, do cool stuff. And then when new stuff comes, obviously we'll talk about it and we'll use it and we'll have some fun with that. But that's just the way that's my approach. So that's the kind of stuff you'll see on my channel if you didn't know already. But, you know, that's my 2 cents on it. But, you know, like I said, it's fun to talk about the rumors sometimes. Let's see, next up. Ratchet Gang asked earlier, do you still use the robot mower? Yeah, I do. So I've tapered down since like the grass isn't really growing much anymore as we're into the fall. I might need to run it like one more time, but I definitely used it all summer long. It was fantastic. I love it. I did not use my push mower not once all year, all season. Fantastic. So I'm obsessed. I love it. I've got really bad allergies too, so like cutting the grass always kind of messes me up, and I just hate it. If I had a ride mower and a big yard, that might be different, but I hate using the push mower. It takes time, messes up my allergies and all that stuff. So I love being able to just let the robot cut the grass. I can do other things, work on other projects while it's cutting the grass. It's a beautiful thing. And then I just go around with a weed eater, every couple weeks or something like that, just trim the edges where the mower can't get. But I have not had to use a push mower all year, and I'm obsessed with that. I love it. It's amazing. All right, trying to catch everybody's questions here. I think we got a couple more. Curious Sam asks, are you doing energy monitoring at your home? I know you got started on Home Assistant, so curious to know if you got into energy monitoring stuff. I still have not gotten into energy monitoring. It's just not been a huge interest of mine. I can see it maybe in the future getting more into it. I'd like to maybe go down the rabbit hole of like whole home battery backups. I don't know about like solar panels and stuff like that, but I'd like to get, like a battery generator backup system, and maybe that would probably lead me more into like the whole home energy monitoring and stuff. But as of right now, I really haven't gotten into it yet. Augustine says, are you able to get color night vision on your Unify cameras? Which ones do you use? No, unfortunately, man, I don't think there's any Unify cameras still that do color night vision, which is the biggest downside, I think, from the Unify cameras. I love them otherwise, but I do love some good color night vision. The Aqara G5 is a good example. I'm still using one of those outside because the color night vision is just so good. But yeah, I don't think there's any that have color night vision from Unify yet. And I'm using a whole range of their cameras right now. I've got, I think, 2 AI Pro cameras. I've got the, let me see. Let me pull it up. Let's see which ones I'm using here. I've got a couple of the bullet cameras. Recently got a G6. I've got, I think, one G5 Pro. I've got 2 AI Pros. And then I also have the PTZ camera is pretty cool. I have this one, I think it's the G5 PTZ that I have. And that's a pretty cool camera if you have a good spot for it. But yeah, they actually sent me some of their cameras to try out, so that's why I have kind of a wide range of different ones. I did recently get their new G6 Pro is the new one I think I got. Yeah, I got one of those. I have not installed it yet. But I've got a couple of these. Yeah, just the best thing about the Unify stuff is the software is freaking awesome. Protect has been really good. So I'm thinking about maybe doing some content around the Unify cameras and stuff, because I haven't really shared a whole lot of that. And Frederick says, if you get the enhancers for the G5 Pro, G6 Pro, and the AI Pro, then you can get color. Oh, really? Can you do that? Interesting. I didn't know you could get color night vision with the enhancers. So what Frederick is talking about is, where would that be? Under special devices, maybe? No. Oh, I also have their doorbell camera. So I posted a little short video of like my Halloween animations the other day, maybe yesterday. So that's really fun. There we go. AI enhancements. Is it under here? Where is it? Yeah, I've got some other stuff from Unify to play around with too, like the new siren. I do have a floodlight I need to connect. So yeah, I got some work to do for sure. I can't find the AI enhancer. I'm sure I'm missing it. Maybe it's under here somewhere. I'm not seeing it, but it's like a little add-on you can put on your camera. There it is. And it won't let me click on it. Anyways, good to know. I might have to try that out. Oh, King. Okay, so King says the night vision on the new G6 Pro bullets are awesome. Interesting. Okay, so I didn't know that. I didn't know the G6 Pro had night vision. Okay, so maybe they do have that now. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, I need to test that stuff out. Yeah, G5 Pro is great, and they do have the PoE version too. So yeah, really good camera. That's probably, the G5 Pro might be one of, if not my favorite camera with native Apple HomeKit secure video support. And they've got the PoE version, just a really good camera, good quality. Like I said, I'm still using one. Let me see if we got any more questions. I'll answer a couple more if we got time. Lurger says, I was looking in Apple Home for camera zones. Is it possible to have 2 zones with one notification and one with only recording? I don't think that's possible. So you can set up your zones for your camera, as I'm sure you know, but I don't think there's a way to separate that where it's kind of like all or nothing with the whole, the zones that you set and notifications and recording. Yeah, I don't think you can separate that out. And then Paul says, how much do you use geofencing to make life simpler? Yeah, I like geofencing a lot. I've used it for different automations off and on for different things over the years. I used to really love one for my garage door that will kind of open and close my garage door automatically. I don't use that now just because I don't use my garage as much as far as like parking and things like that. Let's see. So I just really like other automations. Really simple automations are for my geofence stuff. So things like turn off all the lights when everybody leaves home. When the first person arrives, turn on certain lights. Like I like my cabinet lights in the kitchen to come on even during the day. So I have stuff like that set to come on automatically when somebody arrives home. That way, when everybody's gone, all the lights cut off. But when anybody is home, certain lights will come on. And then let's see, what else do I have? The other one, it's like one of my, probably my first one that I set up for my wife was when she leaves the house, turn off our hair straightener, which is just a really good like safety automation. That way that little, hair straightener is not like accidentally left on, which could definitely be a fire hazard, which, I know she would leave a lot of times. It's one of the, kind of like the garage door. She would leave and be like, did I turn it off? I feel like I turned it off, but I feel like I didn't. And then you just like have anxiety about that. And, you probably turn it off anyways, but that gives us peace of mind that the hair straightener is off every time she leaves the house. So there's not anything to worry about there. That's why I can use, yeah, there's a lot of benefits to Unify Protect. It is, it's the first time I've started using really anything other than Apple Home to like view and access my cameras just because it's so good. Like I said, I like to keep everything in Apple Home just for control and access, but I do use Unify Protect, even the app on my phone, just because it's really good. All right. Well, guys, thank you all so much for hanging out for the past hour. I appreciate you guys showing up and hanging out, talking smart home stuff. Like I said, welcome to all the new channel members. Great to see you guys here. Join us over in the Discord server. Again, just connect your YouTube account to your Discord account, and you'll have access to the member server. And we do a lot of stuff over there every month and every day. Hope to see you guys there. Also, kind of be on the lookout. I don't think there's going to be a live stream next week, again, because I've got some family stuff. My daughter's got I think her last competition on Wednesday, so we might have to skip next week. But just stay tuned. I'll post about it. Follow me over on Instagram also for updates and more behind the scenes. And also check out the podcast if you haven't already. The podcast with my wife. You can hear all the behind the scenes, what goes on behind the scenes regarding these smart home automations. There's been a lot of fighting about the bedroom automations lately. But anyways, always good to hang out with you guys. Hope you have a good rest of your day, good week. God bless.